Module 3 is subsystem design process. Here we will discuss structure design approach, design methodology and structured approaches developed with complex hardware and software. Here the classical techniques for reducing the complexity of IC design are hierarchy, regularity, modularity, locality, and now we'll discuss what are the architectural issues. First one is design time increases exponentially with increased complexity. Define the what are the requirements, and we can partition the system as subsystems. Consider the communication paths for the subsystems. Draw the floor plan. Aim for regularity and modularity, and convert each cell into layout. And after the layout, we can check out DRC, design rule check, and simulate the performance. And the general considerations while designing the system, which is lower cost, lower unit cost, higher reliability, lower power dissipation, lower weight, and lower volume, and which can give better performance, enhanced repeatability, possibility of reduced design and development periods. Here we'll get some problems. First one is how to design complex systems in a reasonable time and with reasonable effort. Second one, the nature of architectures best suited to take full advantage of VLSI and the technology. Third one, the testability of large complex systems once implemented on silicon chip. Here we have some solution from 1 to 3. First one is we can go to a top down design approach with adequate CAD tools to do the job. B, partitioning the system sensibly. Third one, C, aiming for simple interconnections. D, high regularity within subsystems. E, generate and then verify each section of the design. While representing a design, several approaches are possible. They are conventional circuit symbols, logic symbols, stick diagrams, and layout, architectural block diagrams, and floor plans. Next here we'll discuss general arrangements of a 4-bit arithmetic processor, which consists of 4 elements: memory, ALU and register, control, and input output. There are 3 buses: data bus, control bus, and address bus. It is seen that the structure comprises of a unit which processes data applied at one port and presents its output at a second port. Alternatively, the two ports may be combined as a single bidirectional port if storage facilities exist in the data path. Control over the functions to be performed is affected by control signal as shown below. Next I will discuss the bus architecture. First one is one bus architecture, which consists of register, ALU, and shifter. First operand from register to ALU, operand is stored there. Second operand from register to ALU and added. Result is passed through shifter and stored in a again register. And two bus architecture, that bus means there are two communication paths. Two operands A and B are sent from register to ALU and are operated upon result S in ALU. Result is passed through the shifter and stored in register. Three bus architectures. There are three buses. There are three communication paths. Two operands A and B are sent from registers, operated upon, and shifted result returned to another register, all in same clock period.